am Dr. Joan Coleman, and the Exchange is exciting.
I'm Denise Cavalier. The Exchange is real.
I'm Carolyn Poiker. The Exchange is empowering.
I'm Donna Hutchinson. The Exchange is thought-provoking.
The Exchange, a Let Me Be Me podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Exchange. Ho, 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 and a bottle of rum. No, don't drink. We are here today. We're going to talk about how to take care of yourself during the holidays. Before we get into it, let's meet the ladies.
Carolyn Poiker, how are you?
Denise Cavalier.
Donna Hutchinson.
And we are the Exchange, a Let Me Be Me podcast. Today, ladies, we're talking about the holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and all whatever you celebrate during this time of year. Look at Donna's face, everybody. If you can't see it over the radio, her face is glowing. She looks like Santa. She's so happy right now. Donna, It's the holidays. What makes you so happy about the holidays?
It's my whole life. I love it so much. I said it is my reward for surviving the year. Yes, especially this year. Like I am so thrilled. They make me so happy.
You should see her cheeks, guys. She is so happy. Carolyn, do you feel the same about this holiday?
No, and I never have. I mean, I don't hate the holidays, but like, I'm not that. And I kind of wish I was, because she does look like super happy, and I feel like, ooh, I want a little bit of that.
Oh,
but I'm a little more neutral.
Neutral, yeah. I'm neutral too. What about you, Denise?
I love the holidays. I mean, I do feel like this year feels a little normalish, after a couple of really hard years and people being separated. So I'm really excited for this year, although I am downsized at this point. I mean, it's not a big blowout like it used to be when the kids were little. And so that helps me to be a little more relaxed about it. But I really do enjoy that homey feel. When you think about, family things and, memories.
And that's what I love about it when the kids were young, like, you have young kids and now they're grown and gone. And I'm just like, but I was always the same, If I heard holiday music in November, I'm changing the channel. I don't hear that right now. Let me just ease into it.
Donna's the one piping it out.
I'm the one playing it.
I know. I'm just like, wait, I need to ease into this holidays. Why do you love this so much? Is this from childhood? Is this something your parents did? Talk about it.
Yeah, I guess my mom always made it special, and I always just enjoyed it. But it's funny too. I reflected also, I have young kids, so it's very wonderful and magical right now. But even before I had them, and that interim between me being a child and having them, I also loved it just as deeply. And I'm really big on wanting to pivot when things are different for them to keep that magic going for myself too, because I am full Santa love. We're going to see Santa arrive at the mall on Friday. This is filmed in November, and I will cry the whole time. It's the deepest, purest part of my childhood. I'm gonna start crying now, so I'm gonna stop.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
How to love Christmas like Donna does. But to be really honest, the holidays can be stressful. You hear me? We don't love it all like Donna. It's stress. People are worried about money. How am I going to buy gifts? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that?
The right gift.
The right gift.
The right gift is what stresses me to no end. The right gift. How to pick the right gift. How to pay for the right gift. All of that.
And so, it's a stressful time of the year for many. Do you find it to be stressful?
I think it can be. I'm not particularly stressed now, but I also think looking at Donna and looking at her viewpoint, I think it's because she's got the right angle on it. She likes it's the magic. It's the heartfelt things that really matter. And I think that's why she enjoys it so much. So I'm going to try to take Donna's focus this year and focus on the sparkle, the Santa. Yeah.
But Donna, what about those people who are like, just stop it already. Stop it. What about those people who can't find the magic in this holiday because of all that they don't have? And a lot of people are really going through it, so what do you say to that? How can we help them find the magic in that?
Sure, I fully understand that. I think, for me, and I think a lot of people maybe have good memories from childhood, or if you don't, acknowledge that you can create new ones, and they don't have to be splashy, expensive, stressful. What's a little something that could make you happy? And that doesn't have to be any sort of Christmas related. Why don't you just start taking care of yourself really well right now, because you know it's a harder season? Like something like that could also help, like just shift it even from bad to neutral, hopefully.
And that's why we're here. We're talking about the self-care toolbox. So, Carolyn, how do we start the self-care toolbox? What do we put in it when we become like, I don't have this money. I can't afford these things right now. Inflation is here. Prices are high. What can we put in our self-care toolbox to help someone?
Well, I'm going to put on my aromatherapy hat right now and say, get yourself some really nice, good quality essential oils that support your brain to feel calmer and, more peaceful, and to let you, get through this. And then the second thing is be kind to yourself. Make sure that during all this stress and all the busy that you are doing all the things you're supposed to be doing. And I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think maybe make a plan. I like to make plans.
Make plans with your girlfriend or with yourself?
No,
or...
make plans with what you need to get done for the holidays, and then space it out.
Okay, what's in your toolbox, Denise?
I think visiting friends, just really spending quality time with people during this time. Maybe some people haven't seen in a long time, and just enjoying, soaking up that, the joy of visiting people and the conversation, and, visiting their home and seeing what they're doing. I think that's part of my toolkit, is just, creating that warmth.
And what about the toolkit with children? They have young children, children that they have to provide for. Plus, after the holidays, one day. So what do you put in that toolkit? Because I know you have younger kids. So how can you help somebody?
Keeping perspective of what they think is important as well. It's easy to say money, and of course, is very stressful, and you want to get them the perfect gifts. What are they going to remember the most? They're going to remember that time spent together. That's probably one of my favorite memories as a child, is my grandmother's brothers and sisters coming over. So that's the stuff that I remember most, not the presents. Yeah. And I think keeping really that focus on those sweet, nourishing moments that do feel so special, and remembering that those things don't have to cost any money. So we can actually take that burden off ourselves if we really want to.
Yeah, hot chocolate with marshmallows, fireplace, or, just some good heat, blankets and stuff like that. Being cozy and warm with their family and friends. And talking about that, we're going to get back to the toolbox. But do you have any Christmas stories or any stories from when you're younger around the holidays? Think about one, everybody, so you could share.
I would say as a kid, the holidays were probably my best memories were when my mom's aunt, Pat, and Uncle Charlie lived in the Bronx, and we would go to their house, and they had, lots of kids who were way older than us, who, kind of like loved us a lot and played with us and doted on us. And my Aunt Pat was like the most amazing cook, and so the food was so good. And I think what I'm remembering though is the feeling, right? The love. Mm-hmm. So that's probably my best, memory.
Nice. How about you, Denise?
My mom was just a Christmas giant like Donna. And in my house, when we were young, my parents would not put the tree up until the night of. So we would go to bed. There would be nothing in the den. We had this big den in the back. And so you would wake up in the morning and it was beyond magical. Like I can still see the lights and, coming down the stairs. And I do remember my poor mom, like she looked like she was going to fall over because she was up till like 3 or 4 a.m. putting together a bike with my dad. But my dad would not get out of bed in the morning because he had been up. But it was magical. It was absolutely magical. Yeah.
My Christmas story. So I call myself being healthy one year. And so they asked me to make dessert. So I decided I was going to make a sweet potato brownie cake and then I was gonna put applesauce in the cake and all this foolishness. So I brought all these desserts to my family's house. You know, my mom. We usually go to my mom, and I'm like, "Eat the cake. Did you eat the cake? Are you gonna eat the cake? Eat the cake." You know, and I kept pestering people to eat the cake. So they're like, "Why do you want us to eat the cake so bad?" I'm like, "Cause I made it with love. Eat the cake. Eat the cake." It's like she put something in that cake. So they're eating the cake, and I was like, "Does it taste good? Does it taste good?" And what did you make it with? I'm like, sweet potato and applesauce. They took me off of dessert that very day, that moment. And all I get to do is bring cheese for the mac and cheese to Christmas. So that's my memory. I can't make dessert ever again in life. I just get to bring cheese.
No forgiveness.
No forgiveness. They're like, mm-mm.
I think they ought to give you another.
No, they don't want me to make dessert ever again. What about you, Donna?
I always remember going to church on Christmas Eve with my mom and my grandmother, and that feeling so special. And then it's the one thing my grandmother would not do until we came home from church. We put the pasta water on to boil, and she would get her Christmas towels. And I still to this day wonder why that was so special that she waited till post Mass to put out those Christmas towels. But it was so like, okay, it's now Christmas time. And then the whole night just being so much anticipation and excitement. I remember just staring at my bedroom door, waiting for the hours to pass because you just couldn't wait to get up in the morning. And, that just was so exciting.
It's a great time of the year. And also, with that, we have the stress, we have the good times, we have the merry times. And in the merry times, there is the word me. Don't forget about yourself. Be merry, but remember the me in Mary. And so we're going to talk about some things to take care of yourself, your own self during this holiday. You're taking care of the kids, you're taking care of the household, you're taking care of the pets, you take care of the family. Now it's the holidays, it's time for you to take care of you. So how do you go about taking care of you during the holidays? What's in your toolbox for self-care, Denise?
My number one go-to all year round, and that includes Christmas, is a foot massage. So I have a little spa that I go to, and to me, it just rejuvenates me, like every part of me. So that's what I do to take care of myself. I'll schedule an appointment and go off, and take an hour or two to myself. Yeah.
Nice.
I like it.
What do you do, Carolyn?
I actually like to do foot soaks at home. Just a big giant bucket of hot water, Epsom salt, some essential oils, sit down. It is like 20 minutes it'll stay hot, maybe 30, and it's like, to me, that's just self-care. All you're doing is sitting there and enjoying and not moving and being like, this is my time. And then your feet feel great when you're done. You're releasing toxins, everything's like feeling better. It's great.
That's one thing I never did. Just sit there and soak my feet for any reason at all.
You need to now.
Now I know. Now I know.
You got something doing your kid there. Yeah.
Do you? What do you do?
I am big bath and Epsom salt person most days of the week. Clears all the energy, everybody else's energy around you. But I also want to add to that winter for me is a very good time for me not to have any excuse to do anything. When it's sunny out and it's summer, you feel kind of like obligated to do things. Winter, I feel no obligation. I walk in that house at night and it is dark and it is cold and you have no excuse to go out or reason. So just stopping and being home and sitting in front of the Christmas tree and allowing yourself to have that lounge moment feels so much more valid in the winter, and I fully embrace it.
Yes, a lounge moment. Take a nap. Cuddle. I got for Christmas one year the blankets you put your arms in and it goes like this backwards. A snuggie. Get a snuggie and snuggle up and enjoy it like Donna do. And also another thing that you could do, you could take a nap, right? You could DIY. Anybody DIY?
Like crafts?
Yeah.
We're making our own wreaths this year. Me and my sister-in-law, we're starting a new tradition. I'm so excited.
Really?
Yes, I've never done it. I know.
It's fun.
I'm excited. Yeah. So, and that's going to be a new little jolly thing. We're doing this Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Nice.
We did it and it was great.
It was great, right?
Yeah.
I tried it one year. I was like, I didn't have enough money, so I'm going to make crafts. I had mason jars. I had peppermints, and I did this whole thing, and the doggone glue. It was just too much. It was a mess. But listen, take care of yourself. do something. There's some calm in there somewhere. Mine didn't turn out right, but maybe yours will. So DIY is pretty good. How about giving? We give, right? I mean, and I don't mean to the family, just randomly give to others, right?
I think that's so important. And sometimes I get frustrated that like I'll only sort of remember to really put that as a priority at the holidays.
Mhm.
So I try to really bring that with me through the year. So we're not just doing it at that time, but it's beautiful to do it whenever you remember to give.
Yeah. What about you, Carolyn? Do you give?
I think, it is natural, right, to give more during the holidays because we think about it more. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think I do, like a lot of those organizations that give the gifts to the kids whose parents are in prison or
Okay.
things like that.
Once upon a time, my husband and I, we would go and we would give food to the homeless. I don't even know if that's legal or not, but we would have food over the holidays. I used to teach preschool, so we would have all this extra food they would throw away. So one day, I'm giving out the food, and one of the guys asked me, well, what am I going to eat this with, my hands? And I was like, I thought, whoa, okay. So I learned a lesson. Bring utensils too when I go.
Absolutely.
When I go give out food to the homeless, and it's just like still give. Don't let anything deter you from giving. Also, a big one: say no. We just talked about it in our last episode. Say no.
Mhm.
What about saying no in the holidays?
It's always worth repeating. Just for me, a big thing I've learned too is like look at traditions too. What do you feel obligated to do during the holidays, and really edit that one down to say, do I still actually enjoy doing this? Like even with the crafts, this actually might be causing me more stress than jolly happiness. So maybe that's not my thing. Or baking cookies is not your thing. So take it off the table. Don't just keep abiding by things we've done year in and year out, especially if they're causing you anxiety and stress.
Yeah.
Sort of start to find the things that make you happy and feel aligned with who you are today.
And that's so good. And I can't like when you say it like that, I kind of feel better about the desserts that I made. I learned it's not my thing, and it caused me anxiety and stress. You gonna eat it? Are you gonna eat it? It was just too much. So I'm kind of glad they told me don't do it. No, don't make me another dessert. So that's real good. What have you said no to like around the holidays?
Well, there's actually one family gathering that we're going to skip, but we're going to go to the other one. There's like two options. And we do like a tradition, a cousin's gift exchange. And as my kids have gotten older, they can never think of something that's in the price range. And that became super stressful for me, asking them 100 times, your cousin picked you and they want to know what you want and they wouldn't know. So last year and this year, we just said, you know what, we're not gonna do that. And it upset people. Well, whatever. And I just make sure to get small gifts for anybody who's younger than my kids. That's kind of how I handle it, because there's a lot of cousins, and there's 31 years old to 5 months old. So there's all these ages. And the other thing, I love to bake, and I'd love to make 19 kinds of cookies, but I know that my body can't make 19 kinds of cookies. So we prioritize, and we made, I think, 2 kinds last year, maybe 3. And it was still delicious, and it was still really fun. And we did the cutouts, and we did the decorating, and we got into it. But it was less, and it was better.
That's good. That's good. Say no. Denise, what have you said no to?
Yeah, I'm a cookie baker too, Carolyn. So I really enjoy that. And, that's my giving through the year. But as far as saying no, I think in my family, we're really learning to let each other off the hook too. And also to extend that holiday period. So it doesn't have to be Christmas Day. It doesn't have to be right on the day. Let's make plans to meet up, the day after or 2 days after or whatever. So I think we're really learning to respect each other and the amount of stress, that's involved in that. So like, I'm going to cook dinner. If you want to show up, it's good. If you don't, it's good too. Like, we're good. And letting people do what they need to do so they don't feel pressured. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Let people do what they need. They feel like they need to do, and it's okay to say no. So that's one more arsenal in your toolbox. How about this one? Laughter. Do you find yourself laughing a lot?
I just cried
Just go
the
ahead.
whole month of December because I'm just so happy.
Oh my gosh. Tears of joy.
Tears of joy, yes. Tears of joy.
I want
can't
1%
stop.
of this. I want just 1% of this happiness.
I was sharing with all of you. I can't stand it.
So do you laugh a lot during the holidays?
I think I laugh a lot all the time, actually. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think for me, the company, when you're spending time with people, that's when I laugh the most and just really enjoying people's company. So I don't know that I laugh more during the holidays, but I definitely do like to laugh for sure. And that really does help the enjoyment. Yep.
Yeah, that's good. How about you, Carolyn? Are you a laugher?
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I will actively sit down and watch, a stand-up comedian show on Netflix or Prime or whatever, just because I'm like, I need to laugh right now.
Super important.
Yeah, it's so helpful for your mental health.
It's so
We have a
helpful.
very humorous household. So,
Mhm.
I mean, my husband has the dad jokes. Gosh, sometimes we're just like, oh, shut up. But we are laughing a lot.
And it's important to laugh. It's important to have that in your self-care toolbox because you don't want to go around looking like a sourpuss all day and being sad and down because it's the holiday. And you know what? If you say, I don't have anything to laugh about, if you try it with me. If you just go,
We got this. We got this.
You see how easy it is to laugh? Just laugh for no reason. I know I'm silly, right? But if you just have nothing to laugh about, just laugh anyway, and it will come easily. You'll just find yourself really laughing for no reason, and it's so much fun. So make sure that's laughing. So we have say no, we have DIY, we have to give, we have one more, respect your budget. Let's talk about respecting your budget. So if you know you don't have enough, are you going to go buy something that you know you don't have enough? Are you going to max out your credit cards? Talk about it. Who wants to go?
Been there, done that. No. I've walked away from Christmas with
your budget.
so much debt, and now, many years later, I'm like, that was so ridiculously silly. I'll make someone a gift. I think those are always much more personal anyway, so that I have no issues with that. But no, absolutely not. That it's not worth the stress.
Yeah, well, how do you go about respecting the budget though? When you're so,
I don't know. I think I've always tended to be more towards the frugal side. I think as I've gotten older, I've dealt with some of my money mindset and my money story that I let myself indulge more. But I don't know. We've never had an issue with going into debt for the holidays. We've always kept it. We've just done what we could with what we had.
That's good. That's good. How about you?
That's the way to be for sure. And I think, through the years, I think I've, been more balanced too and kind of learned to, I'm with you, Donna. If I can make something that's really significant for somebody and personal, that's probably the way to go. But you have to start early.
Yeah.
I already started.
Start early.
And you have to, I think to respect your budget, you have to have a list. So we have a list. We have our moms, and then we have a ton of nieces and nephews, like you said earlier. So we write all their names down and our kids. That's the list. And the adults, you're not on the list. And so we have this amount. This is what we're going to spend on this list. And that's the way we respect our budget. We've been doing it for years. Our list has gotten shorter because some of the kids are now adults, so they're off the list. So we have about 4 or 5 kids left on the list that we have to get for, plus the moms. Our moms, my dad passed, so our moms, the 4 or 5 kids, and probably my husband and myself. If not a big thing, but if we do, we do. And so that's the list. So make sure you have a list. Respect your budget. Don't overbuy.
You'll be stressed in January. Why are we
And
stressed?
you don't want to be stressed in January,
No.
right? And so that's a part of your toolbox. Anything else to put in the toolbox?
I think something that I feel like came up multiple times is remembering that you don't have to do everything this month. You can visit with friends in January. You can bake cookies anytime. I've had to remind myself of that frequently and be like, this isn't the only time I get to bake cookies. I actually could do it all times a year. So remembering that everything can be spread out. We don't have to condense and compound every single aspect of Christmas. We're actually allowed to be happy and joyful and cry about Santa the other 11 months of the year as well, if you'd like.
Yes. Oh, wait, I got to bring this point up. Overeating. If you're gonna do it, wear some big baggy sweatpants with loose waist, okay?
Be happy. Be happy.
Let's talk about overeating. Do you find that you overeat during the holidays?
When I had the mindset that this was my only time to do it, but now that I kind of let myself just like be like, oh, I can have a Christmas cookie in April, you don't feel as compelled.
But you'll have to bake that in April, won't you?
Yeah, but that's more fun.
How about you? Do you find that overeating is an issue around the holidays?
I think at the parties,
Mhm.
yeah, because the food is always so good, and especially at a family party. My sister Karen, she makes the best cookies ever. We say she's like got fairy dust or something. She does something to them. So yeah, if you want to have like even one of each of them, that's like way overeating. So yeah, at parties, and if I make cookies, I eat way too many of them.
Yeah.
But
How about you, Denise?
Yeah, I'm a taster too while I'm cooking or baking and stuff. So yeah, I definitely will overeat, and I'll eat things I wouldn't normally eat during that time because I am preparing. And again, those parties when they have all that good food and hors d'oeuvres or things you wouldn't normally see, it's really hard to pass it up.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure. But-
I'm an overeater myself. But like I said, if you wear the pants, the sweatpants with the stretchy waist, don't beat yourself up. I mean, don't overeat because it's the holidays. You can spread it out through the months, like Donna said. But if you're like, nah, I want to eat everything, just wear good clothes, right? And the funny thing about it is I have to go to my husband's family and my family. And so it's difficult because you got to eat the food there and then you got to eat the food there. And both places have such good foods. Not even so much the cookies, but the food. The food is good. Yeah. But it's so funny because it's so close. So I'm really full here at this house, but I go there and I'm still like, I gotta taste that. So just don't beat yourself up about overeating. And now that you heard me, you hear us talking about it and you heard me say the word overeating, maybe don't do it. Maybe be a little more conscious and I'm gonna not eat so much this year because that's what I'm doing. I'm not gonna eat a lot this year.
You can enjoy and just be mindful of how full you want to be.
Right. I'm going to enjoy and be mindful, and I'm going to wear the big pants with the elastic waist. But it's not my intention.
if you wear those pants, you're setting yourself up for not keeping to your intention yet.
Oh gosh. Well then, okay. I have decisions to make when Christmas Day comes. So let's go back over what's in our toolkit. We have respect your budget. We have laugh. We have take a nap. Where you're snugly and cuddle up on the couch with your loved ones. We have DIY. We have give, say no, and remember to put the me in the Merry Christmas, right? And have a good time. This is the Exchange. I'm with Donna Hutchinson, Carolyn Perker, and Denise Cavalier, and we want you to be inspired. We want you to be loved. We want you to be affirmed. We want you to have a great holiday. Remember the tools in your toolbox. And again, this is what, ladies? The Exchange. Happy holidays.